only going to be in the map
Oh,
pool.
Well, you guys, let's pretend you vetoed it. Yukon's a really good map. Like, let's just have you play Yukon.
Jeremy seeding that. Jeremy seeding the map pool like a minefield.
She did literally describe it as a mine.
Oh, did she?
If people veto, they might step on a caltrop mine and be unable to veto again.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, that's yeah, that's very on brand.
Lay, I sent them the ban.
Yeah, got it.
Ace.
This game should be worth like 10 times D-Lo.
Yeah. DOS can have that
I think
arranged.
DOS sits somewhere that the loser gets permanently set to -100 DLO.
Damn, I guess we're losing them.
No, DOS
Let's go.
it mentioned a 4x multiplier to Delo.
Nice.
When is D-Lo matchmaking coming out?
It's called the DLO text chat.
I hate
Sure.
talking to people.
You're talking to a person right now. I
What?
think.
No, Lay, they
No,
aren't
no.
people. Just ignore them, okay?
They're not people, they're NEM players.
Nah,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a person. You're just hallucinating, D-man. I'm like a
You're
fever
Hatsune
dude right here.
Miku.
Exactly.
No,
I'm in your Wi-Fi.
they're Kasane Tito.
What? Walmart Miku.
No, Teto's better than Miku.
That's literally Miku, dude.
No, that's literally my profile picture. It's Walmart Miku.
Walmart Miku.
Who are you?
Okay, fair point.
Yep.
So who's winning?
Who's winning? Well, let's see what the bans are first.
Wait,
It's like
yeah.
Duke's
what were
already-
we
I think I
waiting
just got
for?
the second ban list. No ship limits is active, yes. That means you can
Yes,
have
it
more than
is.
10 ships in a fleet.
Oh hell yeah.
Holy moly. Ready for micro hell.
Yeah, have you guys run 6Ks before? Like, my recommendation is to build, like, single formations that are easier to micro. Like, rather than build a bunch of distinct ships, like, you know, just copy-paste something.
Well, we don't have the time for that either. So.
Exactly.
30, very good.
Just spam 20 ruddles. Like, what are they
20
gonna
ruddles.
do?
You surely will
Well,
not
they
be
might ban
lucky
our
with
like
20 ruddles.
teens, so they'll see.
I don't think I've seen it banned throughout this entire not just the tournament, but like this
I'm pretty sure
entire
you
format.
can. If you just get rid of the radar, you can like power the ruddle off. Of
Okay,
it.
okay. I have the full
yeah.
ban list. Let me type it out in chat here.
Well, to be fair, in the tournament, there's only been one game so far.
Yeah, but like we were testing this format I think last week before we decided to have the tournament.
Yeah, with
And I-
scrimmages,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I don't think no one has banned ruddles, but I think that they've only been used like twice.
Yeah. Anyway, the ban list is here. So, Team 2 has banned VLS2, bulk internal hangars, and the ANS microreactor. Team 1 has banned the EO Dazzler, reinforced DC lockers, and the Ithaca Bridgemaster.
Okay.
So,
Interesting ban combos.
This
Why
will
EO
be
Dazzler?
All right,
I
so
wonder what they're gonna be using.
yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do.
I
So
wonder.
you guys know how to counter that. I hope. I wish I could help you. Um, so the way this is gonna work is first you guys are on all stream to Discord, and once everyone's streaming, you're gonna deafen, and we are going to set a timer.
Just tell me when the time starts.
Yeah,
and
we're just
I'll
waiting on
enter.
Blackbat to stream. And just open up an empty fleet with your faction. All right. I'm going to start the timer now. Please deafen. You have 10 minutes.
Oh, too late. My Discord might have cooked itself.
All right, guys.
It's fine. I have a recording going, so I can just
Alright.
deal with that if we need it. Hopefully it's captured. Hopefully I'm capturing Discord audio.
I'm recording as well. Unsurprisingly, the first thing we see Duke of Stars making is an EO size 3 missile. So, I see some Acellas coming out of the OSP side, as well as a container bank CLN.
Ooh, CLN was not bad. We should see something interesting here.
Star, how do you think this is going to go?
Honestly, too early to say. Believing that CON hole open is, especially for a carrier, but a CON, that carrier hole is left open, but they're choosing to do a CON instead of a carrier is an interesting choice.
I mean, it is much less of a micro attack, isn't it?
That is true. But at the same time, with large number of CON, what he could do
Hey,
is
real
he
quick,
could
can
dispel
someone write down the ban list for me?
It's in the text chat, and I can type it again if needed.
At the same time, it's possible to basically get around the micro attacks of a carrier if you just have a sheer number of craft that you can just throw them at any problem and solve it that way.
Yeah, or they can soft kill effectively. I think it looks like Duke is building a Frig Blob, which honestly is sometimes vulnerable to CLN if it gets spotted. Especially if you don't have chaff on every ship.
Yeah, no chaff either.
But if he has some
Solos,
active
no
decoys, he
solos.
might be okay.
But he can't get active decoys because VLS2s are banned.
Oh, yeah, that's actually brutal.
Ooh, yeah.
We might see a lot of ARAD Seekers and ARAD Validators here.
Oh, Duke is literally just yubbing EO. That's his entire fleet.
I mean, they banned Dazzler, which is pretty smart.
That's really funny.
I mean, it was telling too. There's a solo being built right now.
They're spending ANS is spending quite a bit of time in this missile editor though.
Yeah, I wonder if they're coordinating too, because like Duke already made a bunch of missiles. Like, I don't know if they both need missiles, because like, if that gamble doesn't pay off, they might lose.
Nosek points out in my chat that if OSP brings a carrier, they could bonk it into oblivion unless they get sniped first by a missile salvo.
Yeah.
Though currently, OSP does not look like they're intending on bringing carriers.
And they don't have a ton of time to build one. It's already been 3 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah, as much time as missiles take to build, carriers probably take a lot longer.
I mean, if you're well versed in carriers, you could build one in Well, very quickly, especially if you're not adhering to your 3,000 point limit.
That is true. That is true. If you just overload with like 6k worth of spam.
We were talking about it. A moment was imagining we're having to like physically build the carriers by hand.
I built this bento for one of these, and it was
Yeah,
fun.
it's like you just give them a bunch of scrap metal and they just have to build a ship with it.
Is that not what we're doing here, basically?
Yeah.
I really liked, I don't remember whose analogy it was, but someone's analogy of this to like one of those cooking competitions.
Are you guys seeing the Seekers on the CLN? Like, there's a lot of commands, which...
This looks like this will be a very close in CLN, which will be interesting to see.
Yeah, act command secondary for that mid-course guidance. This is a TRP creature. I like what I'm seeing.
I don't, honestly. I think that's kind of a bad Seeker.
I mean, you get mid-course, but you also just also die to chaff. Flynn, I think Duke is asking how long more they have left.
Like how long
Oh,
is left?
5 minutes.
I'm a bit worried about the fleet that Outlight is making. Adelaide?
Adelaide?
I'm not good with names.
Yeah, the Acela and monitors. Oh, it's good they're bringing monitors. That'll be really good against, like, Frig Blob.
They're pretty far behind that time, though.
Yeah, Black Bat, I'm not sure what ships he's actually made. He's been in the missile editor the whole time.
That's made a bunch of silos.
Yeah, Bat has 6k of
Oh.
Yeah.
They both do. They really need some guns, though. Oh my god.
This feels like a meme comp.
I mean, HEI Heck P, like, you don't need much else. Delete
Well,
your
Duke's
HEI
got some
Heck
beam DDs.
Bilsek says, who needs guns when heck me?
I mean, this is Yukon. Like, I'm surprised like
This
that
is very
they're not
close
running-
quarters though.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not running like beam hell, basically.
Alright, we're coming up on 7 minutes here.
Probably give them like a 2-minute or 1-minute time.
Duke making some SDMs on the fly. It's crazy. Doesn't he realize that there's no size 2s allowed?
Oh, right. Oh, that's tragic. I mean, oh, they don't have access to the towers, though.
Are they a little tight on?
Wait, unless they're like planning to have them craft launch from like a craft backpack or something, which I kind of doubt.
We'll see. They only have about 2 minutes to finish it up.
Yeah.
Oh, they are a bit tight on time. Does
Yeah,
Zeke realize that? Duke realized.
Oh my god.
Right, yeah, he realized. I definitely think labeling the spy frigs is very necessary in this fleet.
Oh, they're almost there. At least everyone's kind of filled out their points, but I think...
I don't know about that though.
OSP.
I think Bat was near 6K last I checked. Oh no, it's gone over.
Over 6K. Yeah, that has to drop something. Yeah. Yep.
The juggling is insane.
Not having chaff to juggle, man, it's tragic.
Yeah, Peebs looks like they need to add a few more shuttles or something, but they'll get there.
Yeah, like cram like a couple of just empty shuttles in there probably. Cutting close to time.
Yeah, who's casting this?
Hot star. 10 seconds.
Probably start here.
Yep, that's me.
Okay, guys, go ahead and ready up so that they get beeped.
Bruh. All these cringes.
Guys, stop
still
editing. They're
every
still
time.
editing. They're still editing. They don't know.
God.
Dude,
Bruh,
go ahead
is
and ready
that-
up
is
yourself.
that an automatic forfeit?
Maybe.
GG.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Go ahead and get Peebs to stop editing. Yeah, just cut out the tug, I think, because that got added at the end.
The tug.
Excuse me.
It was still being edited after the time passed fast.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunate.
My bad. Sorry about that. I just didn't see the time. If you want me to pull some mods off.
I'm not sure. Can you just like press Control Z like I don't know a good like 10 times and then we'll probably be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just leave it as is. Okay, everyone looks like they managed to make a under 6K fleet, but now you've got to DM it to the Lieutenant Hazel and just send me an image of like what she sends you, like so I can verify your fleet.
Estimate all these cringes not on exactly 6,000 coins.
Yeah, and do me,
And those
Duke,
10
Duke,
minutes
stop,
on.
stop. Okay, do me a favor and yeah, send me the thing so we can check it.
Yeah, we definitely need a better way of notifying people that the timer has ended. What might be smart is like one of us streaming like just like a timer like app or whatever, right? And then they all tune into that stream.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
That might
Yeah.
work pretty well, actually.
I think the text chat works. You just have to tell them to look out for like flashing ready icon. Yeah, okay, I checked one of the fleets, looks good.
Do you want us to stop streaming now?
Yeah, you guys can all stop streaming.
Right.
I mean, obviously, close the editor, please. Just save your fleet and select it. Okay, I checked the second fleet. That looks good. And I think I'm waiting on Adelaide's fleet to be sent to me.
I already sent it. Oh wait, Flynn, I sent it to Jeremy. One sec.
Yep, Jeremy is not here. Yep, all the fleets seem to not have banned components, although while people were streaming, we saw someone kind of close. Who would that be? I wonder. Okay. Yeah, if you all ready, I think we're ready to send it, so.
I'm gonna creech all over them.
Right, so
Best of luck. Go to team chats. You can use the official ones here, like for example, Team Waffles and Team Wolves, or just wherever.
Alright.
Okay, let's see it. Star, who do you think's gonna win based on the fleets you saw?
It's hard to say, but I do think that Giga Stars Black Map might have an advantage here. But also, Yukon is a close range map.
They definitely have the experience advantage, but I think the others like kind of anticipated the missiles with Ocellos, but I don't know if they brought nearly enough Ocellos to stop all those missiles.
That's my worry too. I think they only brought 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Monder Storm will give them a very good advantage in the capping area, I feel like, though, if they can split them for caps. If they recognize that they need to do that.
Splitting for caps means you get hybrided though,
Yes.
Well, Monders do get hybrided regardless.
because like against
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
that's true.
hardened skin S3H, like you actually just you have to death bomb those Ocellos or they'll die.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't build any AMMs. I almost wanted to suggest it to them, but that would have been unfair.
That would have been a little, yeah.
Oh yeah, surprised there weren't any AMMs gonna take out Monster.
Mm-hmm. If anything, AMMs would have been the way to go. Just with the ban of VLS too, you could just go with the max investment AMM, the command 2 warhead EO, I believe was the one.
Yeah, that would be plenty.
One EL command, yeah, 5 points.
Well, you want the 2 EO one because that one shots S3.
Oh right, the 2 point. Okay.
Alright, on burning, we see one of the upbricks already. Many more like these. Alright. So, we've seen earlier, we have Yubbrick. More missile, 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 more missile. Beam. And a couple cappers. And more missiles. And that's ANS comp.
Yeah, the only sustained damage dealer they have is the beam. Like, those missiles better deliver.
That Venus Lord Barry.
And on OSP we have an Ocello surrounded by mass. Double Ocello. Okay, they got 2 of them on this front end. Surrounded just by a mass of Monders. How are these Monders built? Let's see. C9 in the front, T81 and T30.
The enemy is securing zone boxer.
Interesting. These are pretty empty Monders. Point defense. Yeah, they only have they have DC complex, but no storage.
Basic CSC is rough.
Yeah. Huntress, standard drive. This is certainly built in a different way.
Bulk mag also, instead of
Instead of Citadel and the You have a big slot. Why not use it for the bulk mag? Or Citadel mag. Alright, first Yub already coming out. Let's see. These ones will probably catch... Oh no.
Star, do you see the Yub going past A directly towards the CLN?
Yeah, that's the one I saw. Oh no. This might be bad.
Assuming they saw the flare.
That would
The
be
enemy
a
secured
wise
zone
decision.
boxer.
Sarissa's on the Accelerate.
The enemy is securing
Very
zone
nice.
comet.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
totally clean this up. No weave on the cruise path.
They'll probably start wiggling now, though. They'll see their next salvos go out.
The enemy is securing zone dagger.
Looks like Container Yub has failed to find. No, did that stage on Chaff?
I believe it's stage on loss of track. At command,
Oh.
not command valve, going straight for the chav.
Yikes. Looks like the Yub going for the carry, or rather the container liner, is about to reach its target.
The E-Yub is missing because the monitor's too slow to get on the point.
The enemy secured
That's
zone
hilarious. Are these going to catch a target? Oh, they're just barely not going to catch it. It's hidden in that nook. It barely missed.
Yeah, they're pure EO. Like, usually you want, like, steerable extended act
The
as a
enemy
backup
secured
to, like,
zone
catch
dagger.
something.
Mhm.
Whereas
Well,
EO has,
especially-
like, a relatively small code.
Extendable, steerable is
The
or
enemy is
steerable
securing zone eclipse.
I
Oh,
can
the
get close.
defenders on the CLN fired. They know something's there.
That's so much BSSJ.
Alright, let's see these going. Aura's going out. Are they battle shorted? I believe they are. Sources get a couple. And we have some hits. No offensive on one monitor. Another monitor is damaged.
The enemy secured zone eclipse.
Overall, it's not too bad, but damage adds up. And these monitors don't have any
Oh,
stores aside from the complex.
yeah, the monitor on E just got super fucked, honestly.
Structure broken, yeah, that is. That's monitors not having fun.
The CLN has grazers? That's wild.
That missile's path dodged a CLN, what? Well, this is certainly a game of all time.
Yeah, Yukon is a map where you really want maneuverable things like liners and CLs. And OSP's Deathball, like, can't be hit by missiles. Not very many, at least. But they're definitely not going to cap a lot of points putting it on that side of the map. They're just giving up the entire other side.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we have a pair of missiles that might catch the container liner.
Yeah, they're tracking now.
Grazer... Nope. That is a hit. Knocks out 2 of the banks. It's 2 out of 3 restores. It looks like ANS is holding their missiles in reserve. Maybe waiting for a better target opportunity.
Yeah, most likely they wait for them to split up for caps.
Looks like they're programming another salvo. Oh, are they looking for a TOT strike? No, they're trying to go for the container liner. Container liner finally makes another strike. Where is it aimed at? Straight into nothingness, apparently. Looks like they're blind firing to try to guess the origin of those missiles.
I think it's going out on the DD, right? It looks like they tried to do a TOT of sorts, but some of them early staged. And the others are going to hit a rock.
The enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
Some missiles out on the early warning tug here.
Yep.
And the other strike that's for the CLN is getting Sarissa'd and wasn't aimed in the right place to begin with, so...
Looks like they're a bit greedy in the backline fish, but... honestly, you can respect that. Are some of those containers set to end of path staging, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like they are. It's kind of strange.
I feel like that's just the fleet editor misclick then. I believe the default is end of staging, end of path staging behavior. It looks like the missiles are just going to barely miss and acquire on.
The enemy
Oh,
securing
beams
Zone
out on the
Atlas.
Ocello.
Currently back. Oh, no, there we go. Hits.
The enemy is securing Zone Eclipse.
Duke of Stars not chasing the battleship all the way. No, it's behind. Ah, it's masked behind a rock.
We are contesting Zone Eclipse.
Alright, looks like we got another salvo coming in. Aim for that ball. It appears it is very slightly TOT'd. No, I think that's actually... Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
actually
what they're
works.
doing is they're using the two different frig fleets to get a TOT. Like they're syncing up missiles from left and right. That's so many Sarissas, though. Yeah, see, these missiles have actually been plotted to avoid Sarissa fire. It looks like that's working so far.
That's quite an aggressive Sarissa wiggle.
Yeah. Must have been done hastily.
Might be too aggressive.
Nope, perfectly on.
The enemy is securing Zone Eclipse.
Yeah, okay, that Ocello is cooked.
With one Ocello dead, that's going to make the rest of the missiles easier to punch through.
I think that's the idea. trying to focus them down. I think in the meantime they must have gotten some missiles over to E.
Command Hodge on this. You don't have to. I don't think they have a good enough track to hit with this one. All Command Hodge. Huh.
Like a couple good lucky hits, I think.
Yeah, that frigate was out anyway. It wasn't a very expensive
The
asset.
enemy secured zone Eclipse.
They're beaming one of the last Ocellos.
These Ocellos are remarkably empty. Where did all the points go in this fight?
Those Ocellos have both Parallax and the Hunters.
Wait, what? Yeah, you're right.
The
It's
enemy is
also
securing zone
2
Boxer.
Ocellos and 7 monitors and a 6 base. It is a little bit.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is way too many monitors. I think that's the end of this Ocello. Just one Ocello left to go. The one that's actually built to be a full Ocello, it looks like. I don't think one Ocello can
The enemy
withstand
is
this
securing
amount of
zone
fire.
Eclipse.
That being said, there's not very many missiles left on ANS, and they've sent a bunch into a already dead target.
It's really a matter of do they have the mag depth
The
to get
enemy
all of the
secured
enemies
zone
before they
Boxer.
run out or not. They keep whiffing. If they keep sending shots like this into dead ships, it's not going to work out well. Looks like we have a peek from the DD. With all missile comps is an interesting idea because missiles have unparalleled alpha strike capability, which makes them really appealing, especially considering they also have the range and ability to basically shoot around rocks. But their limited mag depth and just expense per shot means that you don't get too many of them, which is why you generally do want guns to be able to finish off targets and after weakening them with missiles, or vice versa.
Yeah, it looks like Duke has 6 missiles each on Frigg, and Black Bat has 2 missiles each.
The enemy is securing
And
zone
there's the
Dagger.
last Ocello getting beamed.
If Duke just holds down the trigger on that battle short, this Ocello will be very quickly dead. Command out means that he cannot do anything about the incoming missiles. They are not aligned about astern, but with this volume of missiles, I don't think it matters. Heck B still does a minimum of 40 damage per hit. Unfortunately, it looks like the missiles are not turned onto the Ocello. I suppose that doesn't matter, since if it kills anything else, the Ocello is command out, which means that these missiles do not have to face point defense. More missiles into dead
The enemy
targets.
secured zone Dagger.
Yeah, it's a classic issue with EO. They earlier on had some EO airhead valve, which would have prevented this, but yeah, that's a lot of points that got sunk into nothing.
Looks like containers are here to try to take revenge on this beam destroyer. And unfortunately, defender locked in. Looks like beam destroyer might actually just be their cleanup tool when he ran out of missiles. Container liner is being relatively conservative with its salvos, though. No, it's still over 50%. Well, looks like we have another massive salvo going out against a single capper. But yeah, what I was saying about all-in missile fleets is that the thing about them is that when you run out of, if you run out of missiles and enemy is still alive, you kind of run into the issue of now you're just kind of, you don't have much that you can do. That's why you see some missile fleet archetypes like Hemlock running the beam, so that once you're out of missiles, you still have a beam to work with.
Yeah, in this case, I think ANS would have been better off with a second beam or two. Maybe 3.
Especially on this map. I think the rail DD takes a hit here. Does it go down?
That's dead.
It's gone. ANS is left with only its missiles and a couple cappers.
Wait, did that have an intel center on it?
Yes,
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense with the EO.
EO does benefit from intel in terms of being able to choose its hole if fired on a track, but it's not a particularly useful capability in most cases.
This last salvo might actually hit the SLO.
I think ANS does need to hold some missiles back in reserve in case OSB starts capping.
I think they can pretty safely gamble on the monitors simply being too slow to actually threaten caps.
That is also true. ANS is sitting on a 4 cap at 500. Another monitor gets caught up and killed from the first hit. It looks like the container liner took a hit at some point. It's now down to 0 restores and a grayed out reactor, along with losing one of its data link arrays, and oh, it lost its large DC locker with restores in it. That's a yikes. Though part of me wonders why they elected to use a large DC locker instead of a DC storage. They filled it with a jerry-rigged reactor, container data, and data link arrays.
Yeah, it seems like ANS wins this.
Pretty handily, yeah.
Yeah, they went on a 2 cap at this point. Whoops, and the pass staging. Finally,
hit on one of the missile bricks. Unfortunately, it was already out of missiles. Goes to show that sensor warfare is still important as well. You can't be neglecting that. The early warning tug did help with that, but I don't think they were able to. I don't think OSP was able to capitalize on the information at all. OSP has been trying to cap D for quite a while now. But this one capper has been sitting on it. It's armed with only an army missile, I believe. Yep. Just an army missile. And it's been contesting D cap with just that. Oh, I see. Oh, that's unfortunate. Bulk mag is dead. Guns are dead. That's so unfortunate. I really don't think Septuple Monder was the way to go there. Paying for at least the DC storage would have been very nice, I feel like. Looks like we have some missiles to finish off these Monders over here. Couple hits. And it's... running away in fear of being missiled, I suppose. It might actually evade the cone from the looks of this happening right here. She left in Toto. That's not enough to annihilate everything, I feel like. Especially if the last if this Monder right here dodges these S3Hs, but
If they do hit it, that counts as an annihilation victory, I believe. Oh no, the cell is technically combat capable.
actually I think it might just be the Cello because this ship isn't combat capable.
Dead monitors.
Monder ate the missiles. Dead Monder ate the missiles. Yeah, I think it's just the Cello actually that's keeping OSP technically alive. Do they have any more missiles? I believe they're completely out. Well, ANS will not be taking the annihilation victory. They will be taking one of cap points. This has been truly a game of all time.
The enemy is securing zone Boxer.
That is a dead Monder. Now both sides stare at each other because there's nothing they can really do to each other.
Yeah, I was a little worried ANS might lose on combat capability because none of the missile ships are combat capable. But they have a gun
They have
frigate
army
down by
missiles under
E.
cappers.
Yeah, that too. So they're not really in danger of that, luckily.
It would have been very funny if ANS fired their last missile and it just game immediately ended in their defeat.
Yeah, it could have happened if they weren't careful.
The
only ANS has none. Well, considering the rest of this match, there's probably not much going to happen. How's the weather? I don't know.
Been getting warmer. It's great.
Also do prefer not freezing every time I go outside.
Yeah. I can walk outside with like a t-shirt now. It's amazing.
Welcome back.
What?
A game of all
Okay.
time.
But was it sufficiently entertaining?
Oh. EO spam.
A bit.
It was Ormy, Goon, and Frog all at the same time.
Yes, that is good.
And I realized that I forgot to stream on Discord, so Twitch is the only place I actually have the camera. Sorry about that.
Totally didn't accidentally set the CMD to Val instead of targeting on the R2 tainers, so they set to Insta stage, which fucked.
But yeah, in this case, like, I feel like the monsters were very much underbuilt.
True, at least for size 3 hybrids.
Even then, just having 7 Monders in since you had 2 Acellas, right? And
Yes.
7 Monders. Like 2 Acellas by itself is the investment point is usually about 3k, right? And given that for Monders, fitting into 3k is usually about 5 of them for well-built Monders. So I feel like part of the thing is when you have 7 of these, it's like
Yeah, but you're not gonna get any more PD slots, are you?
that is
Maybe I should have had 9.
that is
monitors.
true.
Like monitors are really bad on mounts slots, especially for PD. That's kind of what the Acellos are there
Mhm.
for. But
That
eh,
is true.
Baristas and Auroras.
The Saristas were actually really good. Low bearing.
Yep.
I feel like one thing you could have done was like maybe play 4 Cellos, because that's like 4 Cellos in a ball doesn't really die unless they overcommit missiles.
True.
I have also seen strategies such as just bringing a large amount of just very cheap and somewhat hollow LMs just to soak up damage with structure. I don't think it would stand up against this volume of missile though. It's
not
pure
against
missile.
this volume of missile, and not against this playstyle.
How many missiles total was there?
I had 80, and I think Bat had like, I don't know, 100 something. So it was like close to 200 S3H.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we didn't have a PD for that.
The
Yeah,
way
yeah.
ANS was meant to be played.
Yeah.
Not much
Dude,
has the
like-
PD for that.
We saw the Sarissas and we were like, oh damn, like that's gonna be annoying. And then Bad just came out like right from the start. He's like death ball on D, and then he nutted a TOT of like, I don't know, it must have been like 24 or 32 or something S3H at the death ball. And it was like, yeah, not Sarissaing that.
There's never been a tourney in the past where you lost by nutting EO misses a death ball, has there?
No, I don't
No
think so.
lessons were learned.
There's no way this is representative of Neb. Like, as just in normal game modes of Neb.
No way in hell.
No.
That's why this
still
format
feel
is
had
interesting.
No one tries it, so
Well, with that, congratulations to Duke of Stars and Black Bat for winning and continuing on, I suppose. Okay, just Duke of Stars then, got it.
righto. Yeah, no, I actually thought as well. We can't make the next round.
I mean, so rather than reschedule, you would like to, like, what? Let these guys go ahead of you, or
rescheduling an option?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
like
should talk
this-
to Jeremy.
I don't think that's possible. I think we're saying that these guys can go through. Take out base.
Oh, Black,
Just on a
yeah, Blackbat says push to talk's not working, and he wanted to tell you that the dead immense needed more XP.
Also, the last monitor at the end was not armed. I think if you heck Pete
Yeah.
a seller, you would have thought you'd end up would have won by
Yeah.
annihilation.
Yeah, my last two
Yeah.
monitors, one had a mag and no guns, and the other had guns and no mag. So
I'm
I
curious
think-
though, why not a Citadel mag on a big slot? Why the bulk band is small slot?
I don't build under pressure very well.
Oh, I see. That's fair enough.
That's fair.
I was like
I
magazine.
feel like I probably would make similar mistakes. Actually, tomorrow scares me.
I have made similar mistakes. It's very painful when you do.
My build process is usually I put something together and I show